What's up, guys? Hope y'all doing well. Want to talk about a few takeaways that I found are going to be helpful from the Guardian Games. First off, awesome job. It was really cool to see the teamwork that was taking place, big time the communication. I thought it went really well, and the shooting. You guys shot really well for the most part. The thing that I want to bring out, some kind of general level of improvement that I think we all could use, and is going to affect the way you operate, and if you are to ever get into a crisis at a church, is operational fitness, okay? The reason I'm bringing it out is not to shame anybody, but the reality is, in general, we all need better operational fitness, meaning we need to drop some weight, we need to get stronger, faster, and more agile. So when I talk about operational fitness, I'm not just talking about building muscle and looking cool. I'm really talking about having the ability to be fast enough, agile enough, and strong enough to take care of yourself and the person next to you if required to do so. In general, a lot of us are carrying extra weight, especially adipose tissue around the midsection. Pretty common for middle-aged dudes. I get it. I've been there and struggle with that too. But I would say, in general, if we can work on getting in better shape, it's going to affect your life in a positive way. And I know I'm already seeing the emails come in. Hey, I'm not a cop. I'm not in the military. I don't need to look like this. This is not what I signed up for. But I would just challenge you from this perspective. One, you're made in God's image and likeness. Your body is a gift and your health is a gift. And so it is right and just to keep that in order, right? The other thing I think that we need to focus on whenever you're thinking in that way is, will I ever need it? What is the purpose of dropping those pounds and things like that? Well, the reality is the reason why I do it is for the other, right? So for my family, primarily, I'm the primary protector. Now, what are the odds of somebody breaking into my house? Very, very slim, right? But I need to be able to step up and protect my family. And then you guys have an added responsibility of protecting those in your church, which does have a higher probability than probably anything happening to you out on the street or at home. And so with that responsibility, I would say, is using that as motivation to get your body in shape so that you can effectively function, right? I'm speaking from experience that a real fight in real life, in real time, is not going to be easy. And so if you're already starting at a deficit and you haven't been training and it's not as optimal as it can be, you're already starting out below or at a deficit of what you could be. And under stress, in the moment, you don't want any of that present. The other side of it from a church security perspective is it can be a huge deterrence. So I've always taken physical fitness seriously. And as a law enforcement officer, I think more often than not, it helped as a deterrence. Most people didn't want to get in a fight, that kind of thing, because they knew that he takes care of himself, okay? So it's deterrence as far as just merely appearing to be in good shape can prevent you from ever needing to use it anyway. So again, this is not meant to shame anybody, and it's not specific at anybody at all. It's just a general awareness that I saw as we're doing all these kind of events that we planned. We're not a one-to-one of correlation to certainly church activities, but all of them had elements of things that you could see or challenge you physically in a way that you need to think about how I can improve. So I'm just gonna give a couple recommendations as far as how do I do that, where do I start? One is diet, really. So if you're wanting to drop some weight in order to get stronger, faster, more agile, it's gotta start with diet. So cutting out carbs and really focusing on what God created. So your meats and your vegetables, if you eat that, you can eat good, you can eat a lot of it, but if you stick to those and stay away from these really palatable, highly produced food items that are in the middle of the grocery store, you probably heard that before, you're going to see, one, you're just feeling a lot better, because when our bodies consume that, it doesn't know what to do with it, it just goes to inflammation mode. So avoiding all that, all these chemically designed foods, if you see it's sugar-free, well, that's just a chemical that's created in that object to make it seem like it's sugar, so your body reacts in the same way, and you're still having that insulin spike and everything else. So just think about that. Diet first, I would say, is getting a routine or a habit of a good balanced diet of real food. You don't have to be perfect in these things, but just get on a habit of it. Have a cheat day, right? On a Sunday, have a beer with your family and your friends, but other days, try to hone in on that kind of thing. Our church teaches fasting all the time for spiritual reasons. The health world has really gotten onto this as far as like the health benefits of it. Well, the church has been doing it forever. So using that practice and actually having the purpose behind it, growing closer to God and realizing that we're in need of Him and not just constant pleasure is a very good thing, very good practice to get back into as a Christian. Next thing is working out. So adding it slowly. So don't go balls to the wall, go crazy with fitness stuff, but just start going slowly. So a rower and assault bike, these are very good tools. You can find at any gym. Most of the gyms have that now. So utilizing those because they're very low impact on your joints. Typically, if you're carrying a lot more weight, it's going to be harder on your joints. Your joints are going to be hurting, all that kind of stuff. So we need to drop weight and get to moving, right? So these are two very good tools to use, an assault bike or a rower. What I would recommend is interval training. So kind of high intensity, low amounts of time. So I do Tabatas a ton. So it's 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, as hard as I can for that 20 seconds though. This really, I think, primes your body for real life issues where it's in the moment and it's all balls to the wall, full out for a certain amount of time. Usually that's not super long, but you'd be surprised at how much work you can get and improvement you can do in a short amount of time. You don't need a ton of time to work out to get this type of workout in. So interval training is a very good tool to do that. And then build some strength through strength training. So some weightlifting is a good thing to do. Start slow. I don't do heavy weights anymore. It's hard on my joints. So I do high reps, but I get to where my muscles are completely fatigued. So I do a lot of supersets where I don't have any rest time, or I drop weight, drop sets where I'm starting a little bit heavier and I drop weight until my muscles are completely fatigued for that particular muscle group. So those are just some ideas. If y'all want more of that, let me know, but that's just kind of a general observation I saw. I think we can be better. I think it'll make you better as a husband and a father and a wife. Like, these are just good things to do. And if this is a motivating factor of being a part of the Guardian Ministry, it will absolutely help you if you ever need to step in and take care of business during an emergency. So, all right, guys, hope this finds you all well. Take care. God bless.